Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Today, we're actually spending a week in Minnesota. We're coming to visit one of the gardens that we have, and this will be hopefully a shorter video. I won't be able to ramble on so much because I won't be able to edit it out and piece everything together. So, we're going to get this done in one shot, but it's interesting, first off, to come and see how some of these currants and some of these other bushes, they're just starting basically the year because the zone difference and the temperature range difference and all that in Indiana is much different than in Minnesota. So stay tuned and we'll look at this kind of this cool little corner bed. And you'll notice that they have a lot more ferns up here than we do. So I'll turn the camera around. We'll take a look. All right, so here we are. We have a couple of currant bushes in here, and there's been a little bit of trimming. Obviously, a lot of regrowth already this year. So that's really cool to see that this mature bush that we had planted 2 years ago is really doing well, and they're starting to grow up from the base, if not the root area, at least lower down in the branches itself to make it more of a bush, more dense. And you can see it's putting on plenty of fruit, and we have a number of other flowers, and I wish we had been able to keep more of the tags because I don't know all the plants off the top of my head, but we tried to do like kind of an orange palette of color here, and then we have red currants, and we've already done a little bit of chopping and dropping of ferns, and we have also tried to plant a little golden star bell pepper in there, which I think that's a pretty cool spot for it, and these ferns will break down and help feed that little plant. And this is a rose bush, you can tell from the massive thorns here, and it is growing okay. I just wonder if it would be a smart idea to trim some of this back, not only for looks, but just to help it kind of fill out a little bit. If we look a little bit further back, I've kind of trimmed, I didn't cut all the way to the base, I just kind of trimmed off some of the ferns that were over encroaching on some of these other bushes that we had planted, just to give them a little bit of sun, see if they can kind of outcompete. We're just trying to give it these plants a more of an advantage than the ferns do here, because ferns, I don't really ever call anything invasive, but these will outcompete and outgrow things and outshade things pretty quickly. But all it took was a little blade and about 18 seconds of work to remove some of the ferns and expose plants like this. You can see the leaves here of that plant are coming through. So instead of it being blocked off all the way over here, now it's pushed back, and some will be able to get to that so it can grow. As we pull back out, we have another bush that's doing really well. And it makes sense that everything on the edge would get more sun in this context. And we had actually, last year, we had sheet mulched this whole area and kind of reset it and planted out what we wanted to plant. And that's another currant there. And that's another currant. We tried to do kind of orange, yellowish colored roses in different bushes. So I know it's kind of a quick video, but it's really, I wanted to show that because of the time difference, how things are growing differently in Minnesota versus Indiana. And also, it's a really good opportunity to show that in the corner of a house where there's a overhead deck, you can still do a little bit of sheet mulching and plant just about anything you want, from bell peppers to currants to all the ferns you could ever want. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. All right, bye-bye.